Hey guys, hope you're all having a fantastic week. Hope you made it to Sunday. If you didn't, here's a 2-ish minute and a half clip to catch you up to speed.
We heard at Revelatory Table, the Lord wants to talk about consecration. And we're in a story in the book of Exodus where God is, in his grace and mercy, has chosen a people group. He started with Abraham, went to Isaac, went to Jacob. Jacob had 12 sons. His name was changed to Israel. He has 12 sons of Israel. He says, I'm going to make them great. I'm going to bless them, and I'm going to bless the world through them. About 400 or so years later, after the promise to Abraham, there's a couple million, and God says, the time has come. I want to bless this people group. I want to make it a nation that I will bless, and the world will be blessed through them. I want to give them a land, and I want them to live in such a way that they can reflect my goodness, my graciousness, my love, and my holiness. And he has delivered this people that were in bondage to Egypt. He has them in the wilderness now. He's taken them to this mountain, Mount Sinai. And he said, listen, I've got revelation for you. I want to make it very clear. I want to bless you. But we got to enter into this partnership. I'm going to honor you and take delight in you, but you need to honor and take delight in me as well. And in doing so, he gives them some regulations. He gives them some revelatory guidelines on how to thrive in this world. But then he takes them to a place to say, listen, I want to get very clear about two things that are really important. One is my holy presence is going to be with you. And how I want you to be invited, hear the invitation, to be holy with me. And that process of growing in the holy presence of God is what we call consecration. We're set apart to God and to God alone. This is how I want to be present. One, I've got these 12 tribes, and I want them to surround my presence that's going to be in this courtyard. And in this courtyard is going to be a big tent called a tabernacle. And in that tabernacle, there's going to be two chambers. One is called the holy place, and one is called the most holy place. But this is where I, as a holy God, reside. And I want you to build this. And you can see as you kind of move your way in, you come first to the holy place. And there's the lampstand, there's the table of showbread, and there's the incense altar. And then as you get to the Holy of Holies, this is where you find the Ark of the Covenant. He resides between these two cherubs. This is where his manifest presence is at. And that cherub and the Lord oversees this mercy seat. And this is where justice and holiness meet. It meets at the mercy seat. And God has set up a system, a substitutionary system, where other things in creation are going to die on your behalf. And instead of you paying the price for your sin and for your rebellion, I'm setting up a system, a substitutionary system, because God is holy, and in his holiness, he cannot change his character. It must be satisfied. It must be dealt with. But in God's grace and mercy, he creates a system for you, for someone else or something else to die in your stead. The problem is that at that mercy seat, in that blood that is spilled, where holiness, where wrath can be satisfied, it can only be satisfied for a period of time. So there is this ongoing sacrificial system that we enter into so that we can live in the fullness of all that we've been created to do. God so loved the world, he gave his one and his only Son, that whosoever would believe in him will not perish but have everlasting life. There is a substitute. His name is Jesus. And he is our only hope of sanctification. He is our only hope of holiness. The Word became flesh, and literally, he tabernacled amongst us. His holy presence came not in a tent. His holy presence came in flesh and blood. We saw him in a gracious person that was filled with grace and truth, who showed us the way to the Father. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father but by me. The tabernacle dwelt among us, but the high priest dwelt among us as well. He's one and the same, the tabernacle and the priest. Who is holy? Who is sanctified? So it is the blood of Christ shed on the cross, the finished work of Jesus, that brings us to a place of sanctification, brings us to a place of holiness, brings us to a place of consecration, so that we are now free to serve God in the way that He wants to be served in His holiness. What's your part? Yes, Jesus.
Yes.
Yes. I want forgiveness. I want cleansing. I want sanctification. I want holiness. I want to be right. Our part is the yes. Our part is the surrender. Our part is the presenting. I'm yours. I believe, Lord. I receive, Lord. I embrace, Lord. As far as I know how, I'm abiding here. I'm here with you. I'm talking with you, Lord. And the confidence that Paul says, now unto him who can do. Jesus doesn't say, try harder. Jesus is saying, no, come get yoked with me. I'm talking to you. Believe it. Embrace it. Yes. And in that place, the confidence is now unto him who now, because of your permission, because of your yes, Lord, your agreement with everything that Jesus is offering, Jesus is still tabernacling amongst us. And He is calling us into this holy, wonderful priesthood to serve Him in wonderful ways.
See you next week.